What's up, everybody? As you all may know, I made a video back then called why the Ninja 500 is the best beginner sport bike for you. But today, I want to make a video on why it's the ultimate beginner sport bike or the ultimate beginner bike in general. To make the video short, I didn't want to make a video too long. I want to talk about the top 5 things that make this the ultimate beginner bike. Reason why I got this bike parked right now is because I want to tell you about the Kawasaki's Positive Neutral Finder. If you all may not know about the Kawasaki's Positive Neutral Finder, basically what it is when you're at a dead stop and you're in first gear, when you shift up to second gear, it will never get into second gear. So I'll give you guys a little example here. Get a little warm start, rev it. So let's go ahead and give you guys a little example of what I'm talking about here. I'm on neutral right here. I'm a short guy, so hopefully you just can see over that. Bam, go to first gear. I'm gonna ride around a little bit, show you guys what I'm talking about. Ride around. Let's say I come to a dead stop at a light or stop sign, whatever. Now, if you can see, my little shifter lever is down there. Bang it up, I'm on neutral. Now, most bikes, you would have to kind of play around with it. You know, you kind of have to kind of tap it, kind of gently, but with enough force to kind of get it into neutral. And sometimes you'll find yourself kind of at a stop trying to find neutral or whatever, right? Now, so me, as a beginner rider or somebody who's just not that experienced in general, man, ain't nobody got time for that, bro. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. You know, last thing you want is your anxiety picking up or whatever getting bad because you're over there trying to freaking find neutral. You know, as you guys can see, tap it up, neutral. Let me see if I tap it up again. Tap it up, tap it up, tap it up. Still in neutral. So as you can see, at a dead stop, it won't even go to second gear or nothing. And like I said, ain't nobody got time to be dealing with that when you're starting out on a bike, right? Now, next thing I want to talk about is the riding triangle of this bike. This riding triangle has got a nice little ergonomic to it where you're not sitting, it's called a sport touring seating position, but it's not like the Ninja 650 where you're like legit all the way up here and the handlebars are like up here. It's still in like a little sport bike seating range where you're not sitting too aggressive, but at the same time you're not too passive where you find yourself kind of just even questioning if you're on a sport bike or not. To me, the Ninja 500 has the ultimate sport touring seating ergonomics that kind of just sits just right. Let's say a more aggressive sport bike, your handlebars will be over here and your pegs will actually be like more higher up. And as a beginner rider, you may kind of have a little fear raising your leg up that high or, you know, reaching all the way down low. Your back is going to be hurting. So, you know, as a beginner rider or as somebody who's getting into sport bikes, this has the perfect ergonomic in the seating position for you to kind of just, I don't know, man, just be comfortable. You know, not be too worried about, is my back gonna hurt in like 30 minutes? Not even. That was huge because when I sat on the Ninja 500 on my first time, I instantly knew that like, okay, this is comfortable. I'm gonna be all right on this bike. Now, moving on to the power band of this bike. Originally, I wanted to talk about the low end torque of this bike, but I thought about it a little bit more and I realized, nah, man, this bike is really perfect for, it really is the ultimate like beginner bike when it comes to like the power band as well. It doesn't have that power that will like get you into trouble. Oh, it does actually, but it doesn't have that power that will kind of, you know, be too twitchy on a throttle or something like that. Let's kind of give you a little example. So the Ninja 500, as I slowly twist the throttle, right, I'm going, but I'm not going like super fast, right? I'm not going super crazy where I gotta be like, whoa, I gotta be careful, or I gotta, you know, none of that stuff. It really is just nice little gentle throttle. It's making about, at stock, about 51 horsepower. I forget how much pounds of torque. I think it's like 30 or something like that. That power band, that low end torque, is still there though if you really want to use it. So that low end torque is still there for you if you really need it. Let's say if you needed to get yourself, if you accidentally made a turn where there was freaking cars still coming, you know, that low end torque is there for you to get you out of trouble, you know. Let me show you guys here. Check, no cars, blah, blah, blah. Don't judge my U-turns. Low end torque still there. And that's not even full throttle. I wasn't even full throttling that. I was just kind of twisting the throttle as I'm going. And it picks up speed real fast. Now let me show you guys a little 0 to 60 real quick, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. I'm not a launch guy, right? So don't judge me, guys. Oh, you guys didn't see that. Woo! Just like that, super quick. It's got that low end torque that you need to get you out of trouble, get you out of sketchy situations, and it's got a power band that you could kind of start learning into, you know, once you start getting comfortable with the bike. It's got a power band where you can start kind of get into higher speeds, you know, start messing around with 80, 90, 100 miles per hour, 110 if you really want to dare yourself that high. But it's got that power band for you where you could kind of learn into it, you know, where you're not stuck at like, I can only go like 80 or 90 miles per hour on this bike. No. And I'll kind of give you guys a little test here. I'm not going to go too crazy. So once you start getting more comfortable on the bike and you start want to push it a little more, you just can see I'm on top of 4th gear. I can start playing around with it a little more, mess around, go a little faster if you wanted to. 110, just like that. And like I mentioned, you know, this bike, it can handle that. Like it's not going to be sketchy. It's not going to be, you know, something that you should worry about. It's not going to be something you would worry about if your bike can handle that stuff. No, it's got the speed that you can really like learn into. Sure, maybe you might outgrow it in a couple years, but for the most part, it's got that power that you can kind of learn into as year 1 and year 2, or if you just want to keep this bike. Now, moving on to number 4, which is parts and mods, accessibility. Now, the beautiful thing about the Ninja 500 is the fact that it's actually it's a new series. So Kawasaki went from Ninja 250 to 300 to 400 to now the Ninja 500. And now, for the most part, when you start on a new series, the beginning of a new series, for the most part, you actually have time finding parts for it. So new exhaust, you know, companies got to take some time to make new exhaust, new parts for it, cosmetic mods, all that stuff, right? The beautiful thing about the Ninja 500, as the successor of the Ninja 400, it can take in a lot of the Ninja 400 parts. So I'm talking about the exhaust systems. Now, it can't take in the fairings though. The fairings are definitely not the same. There's already a lot of fairings out there for it anyways, but you can find a lot of Ninja 400 parts for the Ninja 500. So it gives you a lot of options on, you know, things that you want to do for your bike, right? So you don't really have to wait for stuff, even though this is already the 2nd year of the Ninja 500, but still. Even then, some other bikes takes longer than a couple years to really come out with parts for your bike. And moving on to number 5, is how easy it is to maintain this bike. Now, let me give you guys a little short story about me beginning to ride. I actually thought that you didn't have to do much maintenance on your bike, because the truth is I'm not really that qualified to do that stuff. I'm not the best mechanic out there. I'm just a guy, just a rider. You know, I don't really work on my own cars, none of that stuff. But I do have like basic knowledge of like general tools and all that stuff. And I honestly thought that I wouldn't really have to take care of my bike that much. I really thought I was just gonna get on and ride it for like 10 years straight. And when I started finding out that you do have to do maintenance on your bike, I did kind of freak out a little bit. And so I was like, damn, I gotta learn how to do these things, you know? And so I did. I started learning how to do basic maintenance on this bike. And to the point where I did my own oil changes. I think I've done it like 4 times now. I lube my own chain, and those 2 are really your big maintenance factors that you gotta take care of. Cleaning your chain, lubing your chain, changing your oil, just keeping track of your chain slack. If you keep track of those 2 things and you stay on top of it, your bike is going to do really well. This is really the ultimate beginner bike. It's so easy to get into, it's so easy to take care of. It's got like everything that you really need. And so to me, those are my top 5 reasons of why this is the ultimate beginner sport bike, or the ultimate beginner bike for you, because it's just that damn easy, you know? Anyways, that's all I really got, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a good one. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Share for your boy. It's Theodore451. Signing out. We out of here. Peace.